Ciao, let's talk now a little bit about il verbo essere, the verb to be. It is a very important verb, so I suggest you to learn it as soon as possible. You're gonna use it a lot, but let's see the forms first. Io sono is the equivalent of English I am. To say is the equivalent of English you are. Let me write it down. But you are when you want to talk in informal way. Informal. That means that you use to say when you want to say you are to friends, family members, kids, people that you know well, people with who you are familiar. You're not gonna use to say if you want to say you are to your boss, to an old person, to someone, to an adult that you don't know. At least the first time when you talk to them. But you're gonna read about this topic, formal and informal, if you go ahead and you read the ebook. Okay, so let's go ahead. Lui, lei, è. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me fix this. Okay. Lui, lei, è. Lui è means he is. Lei è means she is. Now, here you notice something a little strange. You see this vocal E with an accent. If you don't have an Italian keyboard, probably it will be hard for you to find this letter with the accent. So remember that in this course, you can use just a regular letter E, like this, and you put next to the letter E, Italian E, an apostrophe. So I'm gonna accept this form every time that you have to write E, like this. So if you can't write E using the Italian accent, using the Italian character, you can write using two characters, the letter E and the apostrophe. Don't leave space in between them. Now, remember another thing, that if you write just E without the apostrophe or without the accent, the meaning is not is, but it will be and. Okay, so remember that every time you want to write E, so for example, he or she is, lui or lei è, you must write using the Italian character, but if you don't have that character, you can use the letter E and an apostrophe. Okay, so let's move ahead. Lei è. Now, you see we have the same form. Yes, we still have is, but in this case, lei with a capital letter, at least when you write, you have to use a capital letter to mark the difference between lei è, she is, and lei è, you are formal. So you use lei è when you want to say you are, for example, to your boss. You are my boss. It will be lei è il mio boss. Notice the difference. You are my brother. In this case, you're not gonna use the formal. You're gonna use the informal way to say, because you're talking to your brother. So you will say, you are my brother. It will be tu sei mio fratello. So, you are my boss. Lei è il mio boss. you are my brother. Tu sei mio fratello. Ok, so let's move ahead. Noi siamo for we are. Voi siete for you all are. So you use voi siete when you talk directly to people, to more than one person. It's the equivalent of the English you all are. And the last one, loro sono, equivalent of the English they are. Okay, now let's see the negative form. How you make those form negative? You use that negative word non and you place it just in front of the verb. So, for example, io sono means I am. So if you want to say I am not, you have to put non just in front of the verb sono. So io non sono. Same thing with to say, the informal. Let's try. So to say means you are. If you want to say you're not, you will just put non in front of the form of the verb say. So it will be tu non sei. You don't have to write using capital letter. I'm just using now to mark it, to show you what I'm doing, okay? So remember that you can simply write non and simply write non. Okay, and so on. Now I want to just tell you something about the pronouns io, tu, lui, lei, etc. So first of all, you see that in Italian we don't use capital letter for pronouns, not even for io. That is the equivalent of English I. You know that in English you have to capitalize I. I am is always you write always with a capital I. In Italian we don't. We don't use capital letter for pronouns. We use, as I said, only for lei to mark the difference with lei, she. So lei formal we write with a capital letter, not always, but no, we should write with a capital letter. Just to mark the difference of lei, she is, with a regular, no capital letter. So we use capital letter only if the pronouns are at the beginning of the sentence. For example, if I write a sentence like, I am Professor Gelli, so in this case, I is the first word in the sentence, so io is the first word in the center. In the sentence, definitely I have to use a capital letter for io. And as well, I would do if I would say tu sei uno studente, you are a student. In this case, tu is the first letter of the sentence, so I will use a capital letter for tu, and so on. But only if there are the first words on the sentence. Another thing that I want to tell you about Italian pronouns is that you can omit them. They're not mandatory. In English, you can say am. You must say I am. In Italian, I can easily drop the pronoun and say simply sono. Io sono Samuel Gelli, but I can also say sono Samuel Gelli. So it's up to you if you want to use the pronoun, it's fine, but just remember that a lot of time you will see sono, sei, etc. without the subject pronouns. And you will hear also sono, sei, etc. without the subject pronouns. So without io, without tu, without noi, etc. Okay,